This segment is about clear writing. In fact, the next two sections are about clear writing. It's that important. Professors, graduate schools, pretty much all professions demand clear writing. Just try Googling clear and concise. You'll get 88 million responses. Nobody has the time or patience to wade through muddy or cloudy sentences. So how do you edit your writing so that it's clear? One clue is in the way we talk about clarity. We rely on visual language. We say, I see it. I get the picture. It's crystal clear, vivid. Clarity, it turns out, is very much about prompting readers to create pictures, getting their neurons, their synapses to fire to make mental images. And how do we do this? How do we spark those mental images? Nouns and verbs, especially concrete nouns that take actions expressed through verbs. Our brains want actors and actions. We want to see, visualize who's doing what, how something happens, how it works. And we don't want to wait. In our last segment on flow, we saw how crucial it is to give our readers familiar concepts early in a sentence. Well, now let's build on that. For clarity, we want to give our readers familiar subjects that take action at the beginning of a sentence. Hence, our first clarity question. Do I express the main action through a subject and verb early in each sentence? Let's see how this works. A while back, a Georgetown freshman wrote a very good essay about paying collegiate athletes. But this was his opening. The increased regulations and the revamped NCAA efforts to combat improper benefits received by collegiate athletes have resulted in a world of college sports that shows significant improvement. No matter how you feel about recruiting and paying college athletes, I bet you found that opening unclear. Fortunately, our writer revised the essay by asking our first clarity question. Do I express the main actions through a subject and verb early in the sentence? Now the answer here is clearly no. Just count the words before you reach the main verb. 16, that's not good, and the verb have resulted in doesn't do anything. No spark, no synapses firing, no mental images, no clarity. So what did the writer do? He first located an actor that would be familiar to his college student readers, the NCAA, and then he looked for a verb that had expressed the key action. And on reflection, he realized that what he really wanted to say was that athletic recruitment had been a mess and that the NCAA had been cleaning it up. And so, aha, he said, my main verb should be clean up. So here's the revised opening. Recently, the NCAA has been cleaning up athletic recruitment with smarter rules and regulations. Now that's lovely. So let's keep going. Sentence 2 hits hard with a simple subject-verb combo. Their efforts have paid off. Bam! Then sentence 3 makes student athletes the actors, who are now picking schools for themselves instead of selling themselves. Nicely done. Okay, now it's your turn. Open the case study file named Clarity 1. There you'll find a one-sentence opening to a student essay on emigration from Greece. Your job will be to clarify this opening for your reader, a typical college student. With an editor's eye, ask our first clarity question. Does this express the main action through a subject and verb early on? If the answer is no, find the best subjects and verbs to express that main action and get your reader to the action quickly. You aren't limited to the words in the original. You can be creative here. So, it's time now to pause the video and get to work. When you're done, resume the video. Okay, welcome back. Let's start by looking at the original opening. After a long introductory prepositional phrase, the author gives us our subject, a controversial issue, and our verb, has been. Does this combo express the main action here? No. So, what did you do? I'm guessing many of you chose to begin with young Greeks. And that makes sense. They are, after all, the main actors. And our student author agreed. Here's his final revision. Many young Greeks long to emigrate. They see the recession and government austerity as stifling their dreams of a better future. His revision creates an emotional story about young Greeks longing to escape stifling forces. I want to read the rest. I also, of course, would love to read your versions, but alas, the limits of video. I want to close now by stressing that sometimes you may choose not to revise a sentence, even when the answer to our first clarity question is no. You might decide, for example, that you need a long opening or a linking verb for the sake of voice or perhaps flow. And this goes back to something we discussed early on in our introductory video. Our 10 editing questions teach you a thought process. They don't supply any answers. They structure your thinking so you approach revision the way a seasoned editor would. Okay, great. Now, let's move on to our second clarity segment. See you in a bit.